Protests, riots, George Floyd. Those are all words and a name that we've been hearing quite a lot recently. And there's a reason for it. And honestly, one of the main reasons on why I wanted to make this video is because I believe that it is the church's responsibility in times like this to truly move forward and give people the answers that they're longing for. It's not a time to hide. It's not a time to stay back and let other people deal with this and discuss and argue about this. No, it's a time to step forward. God calls us to be the light and the salt of this world. That means we're the ones responsible for leading people to Jesus, to pointing people towards God. That means that we're to tell people, hey, this is what's going on right now. But here we go. Here's the answer. Here's the solution to these issues. And I just wanted to say first and foremost that what happened with George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd, was definitely injustice. It was wrong, should have never happened, and it was pure evil. But here's the thing. The murder of George Floyd is not the first time a black man is murdered in this country, in this world. It's not the first time that we see evil in this world, because evil has existed from the beginning. But here's the thing, and to put things into perspective, into what's basically going on here, it's as if somebody were to have a flashlight and they were pointing at all the events that are occurring in our world. And when an event like this happens, what happens is that flashlight turns to this event, and now the eyes of an entire country, the eyes of an entire world turn to this event. Because the flashlight, that light, is exposing the truth. It's bringing into light what was once in the darkness. So now people are basically, taking their blinders off and seeing things for what they truly are. They're seeing what was really going on in this country, in this world, and they're angered. They're angry about this, and that's why you see all these protests, and that's why you see all these riots. And the truth is, there's nothing wrong with protesting. There's nothing wrong for fighting for what you believe in, for standing for what you believe to be right. It's a good thing. Now the issue here is that these protests, fighting to end these things, is ultimately not going to solve anything, because you see, you don't solve a problem by attacking the consequences and the results of this problem. The way that you actually solve an issue is by attacking it at its roots, by attacking it at the heart of that problem. You see, racism is just a consequence. Racism is a result of a bigger issue and a bigger problem that we face, and that's a lack of God and a lack of Jesus in our hearts. And you might be saying, well, religion is one of the things that's caused the most wars, and it's caused a lot of deaths, and many horrible things and acts have been done in the name of religion. And that's true. There's no way to deny it. But here's the thing. Jesus, the founder of our faith, the rock, the foundation of what we believe in, never promoted religion. Matter of fact, he despised religion. He despised religious people. What Jesus came to offer was a direct relationship with God, a direct relationship with the creator of our universe. And in the Bible, in that holy book, what he offers us is how to live out that relationship and what that relationship means into our lives and into this world. And we see that in Galatians chapter 5 verses 22 and 23, which I wanted to share with you guys. And it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that sounds like what we need right now. Sounds like what we lack as a country, what we lack as a culture, as a world. That's what we need. And I don't care if you're Christian, if you're atheist, Muslim, I don't care what it is that you believe in. We can't deny what it says in that book. And that what that has to offer is literally what we are missing. And that's why I say that our real issue is a lack of Jesus and a lack of God in our lives. If we were to first focus on that, if we were to focus on fixing ourselves, if we were to focus on fixing our hearts and checking our heart and making sure that our relationship with the creator of the universe, the creator of mankind, is where it's supposed to be, then you're gonna see how these other issues start to resolve. But we first have to work on that. It starts in our hearts, then it translates to the home, And after the home, we see the difference in the world. Because what happens is that we have a problem at that, and it started in our households, in the way we're raising our kids, in the way that we're, directing our families. Because if our kids from a young age are being taught truly how to handle, how to deal with their emotions, then you wouldn't see the things that you're seeing today. There wouldn't be a need for a Black Lives Matter movement. All of that would be nonsense. Because if you said things right from the beginning, you will see the difference. Because kids, and especially our generation, we're not really being taught on how to handle our emotions. If we feel depressed, what do? We start hurting ourselves. We start cutting here, cutting there. We start hurting the people around us. If we feel angry, how do we respond to that? How do we deal with that? With violence. Because there's nobody there to truly teach us how we should be acting, how we should be handling these emotions. And that's honestly and ultimately what Jesus came to offer. Sure, there's bad testimonies out there of Christians who are doing exactly the opposite of what it says in the Bible and what Jesus came to preach. Yeah, there's bad examples of everything. Just like there's good and bad out of every group of people in this world. But don't let that stop you from finding the true answers that you need and the solutions to your problems in your life. Give God a try. Put your trust in Him, and you will see what He can truly do with your life.